darling rock stars. It is your girl Talia Janette. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Pause this video, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment. If you are already a faithful rock star, welcome back. Now, I've been dragging this video. I finally took another mooncation, me-cation, even though full moon was like 4 nights ago, but you know, work happens. But I know I've been on my social media asking this question, and a lot of y'all voted. I was shocked that a lot of you said you wanted to know pain relief remedies over cold and flu you know, herbs. But I think it's only because it's getting closer to the summer, and I'm hoping everybody's not going to be sick in the summer. So y'all wanted pain relief. So here we go. Again, I am not home, so I don't unfortunately have any herbs with me. The only thing I brought with me, because I knew I was going to be inside for the next day and a half, is my Up Full Blends Matumba. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize for this lighting. Y'all know how this lighting at Millennium goes. So, alright. I think that's going to be as good as it gets. So let's just hop right into it. So y'all know I've been trying to get off all the over-the-counter stuff that I normally take. I am Queen Ibuprofen. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people, I have to take a higher dosage of ibuprofen for any given thing. And when I say a higher dosage, like most of you take, I don't know what's the Advil, 150 milligrams. I have to take on a good pain a day about 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, and I know that's a lot. So imagine having to take 800 milligrams and you got to take it 2-3 times a day. Do y'all know what my liver probably looks like? It ain't bad, but it's like, that's a heavy dosage of any type of medication for somebody to take. So you want to get off the over-the-counter stuff, whether it be Tylenol, Advil, Midol, Excedrin, any of that stuff that you find at Walgreens, Rite Aid, the Bodega, stuff like that. What can you do? Now, if you are in the most excruciating pain of your life, I'm not going to tell you don't take the over-the-counter stuff. You have to do your own research. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a nurse. I have to always say that in these videos because y'all, I know how you girls like to tussle, and y'all be ready to call people out on when they trying to help y'all. So let's get into it. So the first thing, I have a list of stuff that either I've taken or I'm starting to dig more into. The first thing I keep in the house now, and I absolutely love it, is lavender. Now, lavender is something you can get either in the bud form or you can get it in an essential oil. Now, anything that's an essential oil you cannot take by mouth. I'll say that again and I will put it down here. If it is an essential oil, please do not straight shoot it. Don't ingest it because you can't, because it'll irritate you. If you're going to use an essential oil, you have to use it topically and put it on whatever part of your body is, you know, bothering you. So I personally put lavender oil on my pillow when I'm trying to sleep, or I'll put it in the shower. However, I do enjoy putting lavender flowers in my tea. It hits. So it does help with anxiety, but I feel with lavender you have to take a high amount of it. Like you can't just take like, I don't know, a teaspoon of it. So you might have to up it to a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half, to like really feel any effects. My newest favorite thing that I've done, this is just a little off topic, lavender, chamomile, mugwort, damiana, and lemon balm, and you'll thank me later. For those of you who can't sleep, you'll thank me later. Next up is rosemary. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably let me not say that. For those of you who cook, you know rosemary is an essential herb to have in your kitchen, but rosemary is said to help with headaches. It's said to help with muscle pain. It is said to help with inflammation. And a lot of you, I realize, like, when you're complaining about pain, you're complaining about your inflammation. inflammation can be stopped by really just limiting your sugar, limiting your, honestly, your dairy intake. And I know I'm one to talk because y'all know I love cheese, but I noticed that the weeks that I don't have cheese, my body doesn't hurt as much, which is insane. Your meat intake, like stuff that's going to trigger inflammation, if you just stop it, you know, your body will feel better. But I know that's hard for some and not doable for some. I'm not going to say all of you, but some of you, it's not doable. Just where you're at in life, financially, geographically, stuff like that. One of my other favorites, peppermint. Anytime I have a headache or stomach ache, peppermint is my go-to. I remember when I was at work and we were taking our yard practical and I was panicking. I had a big bottle of peppermint oil and I threw some on my wrist just to calm me down. And then my whole class was like, yo, let me get some of that peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is just any staple to have. Peppermint leaves, I keep that in the house as well now. And I just, even when I don't have a stomach ache, I still drink peppermint tea because it's mad relaxing. And you know, the whole menthol situation, they say that helps with pain relief as well. And it's supposed to help with inflammation. Again, you have to do your research on what works for you because peppermint does irritate some. Peppermint does not irritate me, so that's why I am a fan of it. Eucalyptus. Now, I'm not sure if you... I feel eucalyptus is poisonous if you ingest it. That's why koalas eat it, because it has no nutritional value. And I also, like, I know you could get eucalyptus plants, but people use it in the shower. Like, I haven't heard of anybody using eucalyptus for anything other than aromatherapy. So do not ingest eucalyptus oil. Like, that is the one thing you're not going to want to ingest. And also just be mindful, it can cause an allergic reaction in some people. Again, it hasn't with me. I use eucalyptus oil more so when I have a cold. And it relieves my sinus pressure when I put it in the shower, or sometimes I'll even just like put it on my temples. Again, with essential oils as well, with like peppermints, eucalyptus oils, like that nature. They like to say diffuse it with a carrier oil, like olive oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, something like that. I don't. That's just me. Then again, like you may react differently. So rule of thumb, essential oil diluted with a carrier oil. Next, cloves. Now, clove oil is not an essential oil. Clove oil you can ingest. Now, what I do with clove oil, I got these issues with my wisdom teeth, and I just haven't manned up to go get my wisdom teeth pulled. I have 3 wisdom teeth that I need pulled, and I'm just not, after the first one got pulled and I came to from anesthesia, I don't business with the dentist on pulling teeth right now. So anytime, and this is usually just a rare once in a blue, it's not a frequent thing when it happens, but when it does, I'm miserable. My gums will swell up. Like my back, like right where my wisdom tooth is growing and right here is growing in really weird. I put clove oil on that and it knocks all that pain out. It's the best thing ever. You don't need a lot, but it will numb your gums. Like, I feel it's the poor man's Novocaine at that point. So clove oil is good in my book if you have any type of dental pain. Again, not really meant to swallow it. Like, of course, because you're putting it in your mouth, it's going to somehow get down, but you're not straight shooting clove oil, so please don't do that. Again, I usually take what's these things called? Cotton pad, and I'll saturate it with clove oil and then put it wherever the pain is. Next on the list is capsaicin. Now, for those of you who don't know what capsaicin is, it is a chemical in peppers. It is what gives peppers their heat. That's why when people eat spicy food, they tell you don't drink water behind it because the water aggravates it and makes it worse. You drink milk, milk will cancel out that chemical. But capsaicin apparently also helps with pain relief, and a lot of people say if you apply it topically onto the area that hurts, it kind of it it numbs your pain receptors almost, which is really weird, but you don't want to put it on an open wound because it's going to burn. So just be mindful of that. Next up, one of my favorites, ginger. I love me some ginger tea. Ginger tea is awesome when you're having stomach pains as well. Again, I love it. I'll even buy ginger root. Like, you can use ground ginger if you only have access to ground ginger at that point. But if you can find like real ginger root, take a piece of that, boil it. It will change your life. And ginger also apparently is said to help with inflammation. Again, I've never really paid attention to how it makes me feel afterwards. Like if I'm having a back issue, I primarily drink ginger tea either if I have a cold and I have a sinus issue or I have a stomach ache. So that's really the only time I kind of dabble in the ginger. One thing I have on my list that I personally have not tried, but I've seen it in the herbal store plenty of times, is feverfew. And this is said to help with fevers, go figure, headaches, arthritis, toothaches, stomach aches, and it helps if you're pregnant and you're producing breast milk. Again, I would talk to a doctor before I take anything and you're pregnant. It's also supposed to help with muscle spasms. Again, I would always say, just before you take anything, always try to figure out what is the cause of your pain. Like, I know fluorescent lights bother me. I'd be miserable at work. I promise y'all. Like, if I could sit in dark all day at work, I would. Fluorescent lights bother me, and they do trigger my migraines every now and then. I notice if I'm sitting for a long time, it triggers my back. If I'm standing for a long time, it triggers my back. So you got to kind of know what triggers your pains beforehand as well, before you jump into, trying to alleviate it, because you may be thinking you got some type of, you just having a regular stomach ache, and mess around and you'll have an ulcer type of thing. So just be mindful of that type of stuff. Next on my list is turmeric, which is, it's so controversial, especially among the alkaline vegan community. I like turmeric. I like turmeric. I'm here for it. The only thing is, people don't realize when you take turmeric, you have to take black pepper to activate it as well. Like, you just can't put turmeric in something and then vaya con Dios and give it to the universe. You have to take black pepper with it to activate it so your body can absorb it. Our bodies do not absorb turmeric for whatever reason. Okay, so we're back. My camera had died. So yeah, so I enjoy turmeric. Like I said, I don't get what the beef is with turmeric, but just be mindful your body doesn't naturally absorb turmeric, so you have to take black pepper with it. Next on my list is yarrow root. I have not used yarrow, and I keep seeing it in a lot of stuff when I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, what new herb should I start getting into? What can I take it for? And yarrow is just like a thing that just keeps constantly coming up. So I think the next time I go to remedies, I am going to get some of that. But this is said to help with, again, anti-inflammatory. You guys got to remember, everything that causes pain is usually some type of inflammation somewhere, whether it be inflammation in your legs, your chest, your head. Inflammation is the cause of usually most pain. Also, apparently, and I don't know when this became such a huge thing, but I notice a lot of you now are suffering from PCOS, and that's great. Like, I can't tell y'all how many people in the last maybe month or two I've seen on my social media saying that they suffer from PCOS. And you got to keep in mind too, besides inflammation, like PCOS comes from a multitude of other things, like weight, your diet, things of that nature, genetics, all of that good stuff. But yarrow apparently helps ease the symptoms of all of that. I don't believe it'll fix it. I'm not sure if it's a cure for PCOS at this point, but then again, it's a cure for everything. They just don't tell you that. So I think if you're suffering from PCOS, endometriosis, things of that nature, yarrow might be something you want to look into to put into your diet and see if it helps alleviate any type of pain you're in. The last thing on my list, And a friend of mine laughed when I told her I use this. It's catnip. I'm not talking about the catnip you get from the pet store. Please do not go to PetSmart and get catnip and make it into a tea. I don't know if that catnip will work. Maybe it will. You try to let me know. But catnip from the herbal store. I like catnip because I use it with lemon balm, skullcap, and Damiana. So I feel combining all of those gives me a real sedative type effect. I don't think I've ever tried catnip by itself, so I can't really say that I felt it, oh great, now my ring light has died. I can't say that I felt it help aid with any type of inflammation, but I do know when it comes to like trying to get comfortable, it helps. So I definitely recommend that. If you know of any herbs, because I know a lot of you have families from other countries, if you know any herbs, let's talk about it in the comments. And maybe it's something that I haven't tried that I should try. Maybe it's something somebody on this list hasn't heard of, and maybe something I haven't heard of. So let's get the dialogue going, and let's get off all this over-the-counter big pharma stuff, because once we bankrupt big pharma, life will be good again. Life will be grand once we bankrupt big pharma. So until then, be healthy, be well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.